Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video here with the latest Godzilla S.H.MonsterArts release. Now this is the 1995 70th anniversary special version for Godzilla vs. Destroyer. That's right, this is Burning Godzilla. This is one hot figure. And you may be a bit confused about 70th anniversary, 1995. Well, this is actually the 70th anniversary for Godzilla in general. And obviously 1995 was only, what, 30 years ago, right? Which is still kind of scary to say. But still, yeah, this figure, a bit of a mission for me to get actually. I missed his pre-order, I was busy, sold out. So no worries, I'll pick it up in person. It won't be hard. It's generally always easy to find these figures in the store. Well, first couple I went to completely sold out. Literally, I went to a shop that has great selection of figures, Yamada Denki. I've put videos of it on Insta quite a few times. And got there before they opened straight away, no extra stock at all, which is really surprising. I went straight to Akiba, I went to Submarine, usual shop, normally heaps of items there on release, sold out completely already. They've only been open for like 20 minutes, crazy. I actually had to go to the showroom. Thankfully they still had some there. The downside is I did have to pay for retail, but I'm just glad to get my hands on this release. Especially after Destroyer, who went up for pre-order on Premium Bundle yesterday, sold it in what, like 10 minutes? Completely missed out on that one there. Bit gutted since I don't have the original. Fingers crossed that they do a second wave, no announcement yet. So if you're in the same boat as me, who jumped onto these figures, or the MonsterArts line after a lot of originals have been done, and you're itching for some Godzilla vs. Destroyer figures, keep an eye out for those American releases if that's where you live, or if you're overseas, keep an eye on your usual retail stores. These ones may be pretty hard to get, and maybe nigh impossible if you're trying to import from Japan. But anyway, I haven't even opened this guy up yet, completely fresh from me, so let me pop him out of a box so we can actually check out what he does come with. So straight away, this is actually a pretty heavy figure. He comes with quite a bit. We've got Burning Godzilla himself, we've got that 70th anniversary logo base plate, which looks amazing. Dig that logo. And then behind we get some accessories. We've got the blast effect, as well as a pair of hands that change, and then the arm for the stand. So that is really nice. It's rare that we get a MonsterArts with a blast effect, so it's pretty cool when we do get one. But yeah, let me pop them out of the packaging, chuck them on the turntable so we can check out the finish on this particular release. Okay, I did not notice this, or this is sick. I don't have originals, and I've only kind of ever had like an arm's length look at them, so it's hard to tell, but I don't think they've had this style finish before. This guy has translucent parts of his fin. The flame parts you see on his legs, arms, chest, these it's actually translucent and not painted on. You can kind of see some light through them. That is crazy. I did not expect that at all. Here goes the light. Hopefully you can kind of see that, how it kind of makes those fiery parts glow a bit more. Definitely see it on the spine, but even for his chest there, the legs and arms, especially the shoulders, check that out. Hopefully that's coming through well, because yeah, the spines you could probably tell a bit more in the show. I think I only really saw on display once, I think. So yeah, that is so cool. If you have the originals, let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure they were just painted. Now this is actually the third Burning Godzilla release. The first one came with some Louis tanks, and then they had the second one which had the steam effects which clipped on, and obviously we've got this one here. The steam effects would have been pretty cool. I always did kind of dig that look. But yeah, this finish, I think that probably explains why this guy is pretty expensive. 1300 yen-ish, I believe it is. A lot more than your usual release. I thought it was just kind of down to the current inflation, the stands and all that. But I think it has probably more to do with the finish on this figure. Yeah, that's just blown me away. Really cool. Now obviously Godzilla himself is awesome. We also get the cool fiery atomic breath blast effect. Again, orange, yellow, really cool. The base one solid color. If you have the old effect sets, you'll be familiar with, got a blue one of this. They've done this here in a few different iterations, so nothing too new there. And then just like the 70th, was it 70th anniversary? Or no, 50th anniversary? Oh, I can't even remember now. I think it's the 50th anniversary of the original one. Had a special base plate, and same for this one with that 70th anniversary logo. So actually really cool. Actually, we've got obviously Godzilla, who can go on top, and then his blast effect. Plus the 2 additional hands. So actually for Monster Arts, pretty damn good actually, since it is obviously rare to get well, anything along, because it's pretty rare to get anything besides just the figure. But anyway, let me pop them off this. We can chuck them into one or two pose, a bit of a size comparison to some other figures, and have another wee chit chat about the pros and cons. So yeah, let's chuck them off. I was so blown away by the finish, I completely forgot that I need to talk about articulation. So that's where we're going to jump into now. I also want to highlight the cool colouring on the eye with the yellow and orange in there to give it a great look. The teeth definitely a bit red, looks a bit bloody. He's been chowing down on a few humans there, or monsters, so it definitely is a little bit more red opposed to just a straight white teeth look, which we get on a lot of the other releases. Whether that's in intentional or not too sure, but it doesn't look too bad regardless. But yeah, the neck itself, we get a couple points of articulation there with decent range of motion. There's actually a little bit of nook in the back of that neck ring there, so it does help with the articulation going back, which is nice to see, but sometimes that can be a little bit more limited. And then the mouth will open and shut as well without any real issue. If it does look a little bit off to the side, because there's a bit of wiggle room in the jaw, and just push it back to the center, it should line up perfectly fine. Now coming over to the shoulders here, pretty decent range of motion. Go back okay, you can go up and around. Due to the shape, that does kind of hit a little bit if you try to raise it up too far. But we can get a bit of range, maybe 10 mil or so going in and out. Actually about 20 mil. It's actually pretty decent, lift this arm up without too much issue. And then for the elbow joint, we get actually kind of a bicep swivel area with some motion, which is nice, and then the actual elbow. So actually pretty decent range of motion in the arm here. Definitely feels nice and fluid. I have switched the hands over to the alternative one that it comes with, which is a bit more of a fierce grabbing or swiping one. They are pretty sharp. I do be careful when putting them on, but besides that, we do get a decent range of motion in that wrist peg as well. Moving over to the center torso here, there is some wiggle room, especially in the lower part of the figure. It can move up and down there. The spines will kind of hinder it going back, of course, but the center section, at least on mine so far, still pretty tight. We do get some room for twisting on the left and right. The more you play with it, the looser we'll get, but generally speaking, either the fins will hit, or due to this being an oval, you do get a bit more of a limited range of motion. But when you can combine the each joint, pretty decent. Now obviously I think, well, this is a new release of an older figure, and it definitely looks like a newer finish on it. The overall design does appear to be that of the older one. So I don't believe there is any changes or improvements to articulation, but if you do have the originals and you have spotted anything, please do let me know in the comments below. Now the reason why I do say that is because coming to the legs, on the new ones, this top part, just kind of the hip area, is generally a floating piece, whereas this is hard sculpted into his thigh. Now we do get a really nice range of motion here. We do get the fiery colour on the inner thigh as well, and as we can see, definitely has a nice range of motion. It feels fluid, but again, kind of due to the shape and oval design, it does get hindered a little bit depending on where you want to angle it. And then the knee joint as well, straight, if that's in focus, but it's straight. It's okay, maybe about 10 to 15 mil range of motion. It's not huge, but it's basically in line with the older S.H.MonsterArts figures, and especially for this figure, it definitely is serviceable. Now the ankle itself, we have a couple of points of articulation. One on his lower kind kind of middle of the leg shin, and we do get some forward motion there as well, which is nice. So yeah, basically if you combine the upper knee and lower knee and that shin and the ankle, you do actually get a decent range of motion when all points are combined. Now the foot itself, coming back to it, we do get some pivot and swivel, and it can swivel left to right without any issue. So you should be able to get them flat-footed on the ground with the majority of the poses that you want to accomplish with the Godzilla figure here. So the tail is normally my favourite part on the Monster Arts. I don't know if this is just due to older design or if mine's a bit stiff, but the design definitely seems a little bit different compared to some of the other Monster Arts. Definitely these rings are floating, they are a bit tight, and you kind of have to move them out of the way to move them around, but they kind of spread out and you get a little bit more of a gap compared to, I'd say, the 89 Godzilla, who I do have here. This one here just feels a lot more fluid. Maybe it is the same design, but maybe the tolerances are just a little bit better. So it could just be my copy here, where it's a little bit tighter, and maybe if I play around with more, I will get it moving a little bit more, I guess, in a more fluid fashion. But at least for getting the poses, it can definitely achieve it. It's just maybe not as easy or as fun as some of the other Monster Arts that I do have. So yeah, let me know what yours is like if you are picking up this figure. I think this one's just a little bit tight, to be honest. I think maybe putting a little bit of silicone oil or just playing with it more, warming it up, I should definitely get it moving a lot better than what it is currently. But again, it's not to a point where it doesn't become usable at all. So that's all good. Just something to keep in mind. Now speaking of pose, I've got him here with that blast and those very sharp hands. It looks so cool. I might pose it like this in my display, I'm not sure. The effect definitely does make it take up a lot more space, but it really looks badass. I just got the light here just to really highlight again how translucent those effect parts are. Also the spine and the inner thigh parts, and then the effect, which looks really cool. I know I definitely had a lot of fun with the blue version of this one. I think it's blue. When taking photos previously, I think this one's definitely going to be a lot of fun, especially since you can kind of really capture the light there. With the light going up, it definitely looks like there's a fire in its mouth, so that's really cool. So looking forward to having a good play around with this figure in the future for some photos. Haven't done any Monster Arts photos in a long time. Man, I gotta say I definitely struggle with them. They are fun though, so I might need to start planning some more in the near future to definitely take full advantage of how cool this figure looks. Okay, jumping to the pros and cons, got the Burning Godzilla here, the event exclusive 89 and the 70th anniversary 54 Godzilla. I don't know why I got the dates mixed up earlier, I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, it's been a very long day, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, the 70th anniversary 54 is definitely one of my favourite releases from the Monster Arts line, just due to the finish. It matches the box colour, absolutely beautiful. And in fact, we've got the breath and the effects, so it was really cool we got effects there. And then coming into the burning one here, I think one of the reasons why I missed the initial pre-order was because I was kind of on the fence about pre-ordering or just picking up in person, since often they are discounted, because these are expensive, right? And I was like, do I really want to? I didn't understand why, but getting them in person, I understand this price. That finish on here, it is so beautiful, so cool. I'm sure that takes a lot more work and added to the cost or manufacturing cost for this figure. Then obviously we get the blast effect. I know a lot of people ask for them and kind of complain when they don't come with them. I'm on the fence, it's kind of cool, but I don't really need them for every figure. Every now and then it is cool, and I think for this figure it definitely does work, since he is fiery and the breath effect is not decently different from other figures. The 70th anniversary logo base is cool. It's not a huge pro for me personally, but it definitely is cool because that logo is really badass. But coming back to the Godzilla at hand, it just feels like an event exclusive. That's the reason why I do have the 89 Godzilla here. The finish on this one here gives me really strong event exclusive vibes. Actually, same with the box version for 54, and I love this. I love seeing this on any release or every normal release basically. This is For me, what the arts in the S.H.MonsterArts line is, same with the figure arts, is that detail, those extra colouring, the effects, all those things kind of come together to create a really fun figure. And I think this is what we've got here. He looks cool. If you're a Godzilla fan, I can't see why you wouldn't love this. Even if for some reason you're not a fan of the 95 movie or Burning Godzilla in general, I think even if you're not a fan, you'll probably still love this figure or appreciate the detail and the cool design that we do get on it. And we got like the higher, like real hot burning parts of the fire to the, more of the bright orange. So it's not just one color either. We do have a contrasting, fiery parts throughout his body. His spine is one color, that's all good. But on the legs, chest, and all that, it looks so cool no matter which angle you look at. So for me, this is a huge pro, the finish. And con, price, yeah, definitely is a bit of a con. But I can also understand after getting him in hand and really getting a good look at him. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I don't think the spine goes red all the way down, but that's one thing that always kind of slightly bugs me with some releases. Even the 89, it's just blue for the top and then the rest of it just goes into grey. At least with this one here, there's a bit of a half colouring on the long one, bit of gradation, whereas here it's fiery, boom, stops. Maybe it would be nice to have that kind of partially go through as well to blend in. That's probably one small con I do have. But yeah, that is it for the video. Just a quick review for the latest Burning Godzilla release. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this figure and the recent MonsterArts line. Which one are you looking forward to next? Did you jump on that new Destroyer, or did you pass, or were you like me and just completely missed out on the pre-order because it sold out way too fast? So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Always love reading your comments. But yeah, that's it for this video. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!